I'm gonna show you how great I am. Great I am. Great I am.
This kid's gonna be somebody better than anybody ever knew.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
I wanna fly, can you take me far away? Give me a star to reach for, tell me what it takes, and I'll go so high, my feet.
Big body bands, remember I used to be dusty. Big body bands, remember I used to be dusty. Big body bands, remember I used to be dusty.
Big body bands, remember I used to be dusty. Now I want my money, all hunters in a rush, please. I was selling when they came out with white teeth. Already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up, the show goes on.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Cassidy.
I think as of today, together we'll be down about 460 pounds. We started in July of 2020, and I was just creeping up on 700 pounds, and I think she was like 317 pounds. And the pandemic had pushed us to a point where we just weren't comfortable with our bodies anymore. I was on a fast track to death, and she wasn't really happy with who she was either. So we decided to make a change, and I messaged my doctor on Patient Connect, Dr. Williams, and he referred me to Paige for the second time actually. And Cassidy also got a referral to Paige through her doctor, and we started seeing her, and she really just transformed our lives. My weight got so out of hand that I was rendered disabled. So I spent, she was off working crazy amount of hours, college, had a million things to do. I didn't. All I had was TikTok and my food. So it was a lot of the way I used to eat with my ADHD was I'd eat out of boredom, I'd eat to fill my time, I'd eat because I'd eat as a coping mechanism for so many different outlets. So it's almost like somebody that turns to alcohol when they're upset. I used to turn to food. So actively fighting that every day after a while it became second nature, but for a good few months it was don't eat when you're bored, don't eat when everyone else isn't looking, because that was my kryptonite.
I was overweight my entire childhood. My family has never had good eating habits until maybe I was a teenager, but I was never active. I wasn't an athlete in high school. I never did sports. I was a theater and choir kid and leadership, so I was out doing the things. And so I never had a good relationship with food. Food was never fuel. Food was something that you craved.
And
it's a celebratory thing.
Yeah. And for me, my brother and my sister had cystic fibrosis, so they always really struggled to gain weight. So most of my life, my parents were, getting them to eat high calorie, low volume, not low calorie, high volume. So because theirs was life and death, they never had the opportunity to teach me how to eat correctly. And not that that's any fault of their own, I couldn't imagine having to do what they did either, but it was just something that I never learned.
We met in October of 2019, and I had been working out and on a nutrition journey since I began in May of 2019. And then when COVID hit in the beginning of 2020, I kind of fell away from everything. He hadn't started anything with me yet. He was kind of still on the fence about the nutrition stuff, like, I can just swim it off, I can just work it out. And so then when COVID happened, I gained all of that weight back that I had lost. I'd lost about 35 pounds and more. And so my highest recorded weight went up because I gained more weight. And in July, August-ish, we both restarted and started meal prepping, very, very disciplined. And
right. Well, the cool thing is she didn't know how to cook very well, but she knew how to meal prep, and I had no idea how to meal prep, but I knew how to cook. So we kind of combined the best of both worlds, and then we were making the most fun. It became something that was so fun for us. Like, I love meal prepping. We still do it every week, and it's not restricted. We have tacos so often. Tacos, chicken. So we just do so many fun things that you would never think that you'd be able to eat on a quote unquote diet. But we do, and we get to do pretty much whatever we want. It's just eating mindfully that's the key. Weight loss isn't something that has to be, restrictive. I mean, that's the biggest thing. So many people talk about how you have to eat like a rabbit, or you have to cut this food group out. I mean, for the longest time, I thought that the only way I'd ever lose weight is to cut out carbs. But she taught me that you don't have to cut out any food. You can actually lose weight by eating more, which is something that so many people don't understand. And that's something that I want to spread to other people with, like, you know, alongside Paige. I think it's the greatest thing ever. I was almost 700 pounds and I was as mobile as I was. I thought it was very unique, and I thought that I had an opportunity to help other people and also hold myself accountable, so I decided to post it on TikTok. And after like a week, I woke up and there was, 120,000 views, and then I was like, this is fake, no way. I went back to sleep, woke up, it was like 500,000, and then 1 million, and then 3 million, and 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, 25, and then all the way up to 32 million. And with that comes a lot of people asking for help, and I mean a lot. And I've gotten a lot of people in this area that have reached out to me for help. And my very first recommendation for anybody seeking help is to see a dietitian. Talk to your general provider and get a referral to your local dietitian or nutritionist, depending on your region. I can confidently say that I would not be where I am if it weren't for Dr. Williams and Paige Cross, for sure, because I'm not qualified. I don't have a master's in dietetics like Paige does, so I can't make nutritional advice. I think my strong suit is teaching people, once they get those numbers from their dietitian and make sure they don't have any underlying health conditions, I can teach them how to coordinate it and put it into their lives in a way that's sustainable. And that's my strong suit. I think that's where I can help. I'd say my biggest achievement is that I'm able to live my life now. At 700 pounds, living life is very limited and painful, but now I'm so mobile, I can do the things that I love to do. I'm not done yet, but I'm on my way. And I don't know, it almost, brings out a really emotional side of me to think about what we've done, because I was on my way to death, like really bedridden. She was gonna be my live-in nurse kind of thing. And to be able to be where I'm at now, and I can kind of do whatever I want to do and live a life that I didn't, my brother was dying, and I felt like I was dying as well. So to have freedom again, it's pretty cool. But you?
Gosh. I mean, well, I just this last week hit 100 pounds down. So that's the biggest goal that I have had recently. I'm not going to be able to do this without crying. I think the other thing that's one of the coolest things that I've had a hand in is Zach, because when I started my weight loss journey, I had no idea I was going to involve somebody else that was so special. And I think even the fact that I've had even some sort of influence in his life is really cool. I think it's also a big accomplishment for me that I have grown up enough and become an adult enough and learned to love myself enough that I was available for a relationship like this, because I don't think either of us had any idea how serious it would get and how quickly it got serious. And yeah, I think the fact that we have created such an amazing partnership and then influenced each other in such big ways, I think is probably my biggest accomplishment.
With the weight loss, I learned that your value isn't tied to what size you are in relation to gravity. And specifically her, and this weight loss has taught me that I am worth something whether or not I lose weight. And that's really important to me and my confidence. And I walk around with my chin up and my chest out now instead of looking down and hiding all the time. And that's really cool. But that's thanks to her and the weight loss. Giving yourself value, gaining weight, losing weight, making health changes, quitting smoking, quitting drinking, whatever. Just getting the help that you deserve and realizing that you're worth something is never something, investing in yourself is not something you'll ever regret.